Welcome to the first episode of Why It Does Not Work. That's right, we're flipping it on its head today. Instead of looking at good content, we're going to be looking at content that is not organically successful. My nose is very stuffy today, so I'm going to be stopping randomly to breathe through my nose. You're going to have to deal with that. All right. To hop right in, we're going to be focused today on branded content. So why branded content? Well, I want to talk about branded content because I myself have been moonlighting as a brand consultant, strategist, influencer marketer of sorts over the past 4 years. So I have a unique perspective to offer. And number two is I'm interested in how money influences internet culture. One could make the case that all internet culture is influenced by money, and I would agree for the most part, but I will say there's a large difference between someone who has made a successful content empire and has created businesses around said thing, and people who have successful businesses and are trying to enter the digital media sphere. We're going to be looking more so at examples of that today, and really just talking about the blurry line between what is an ad and what isn't, and what makes good, successful organic content. Without further ado, we're going to hop right in, and I'm going to pull out my phone, and you're going to be able to see the screen as I go through it. All right, we're going to start with the worst of all three Musketeers. As a side note, the theme of today's episode is consumable good brands. We could do any types of brands. Drop them down in the comments, and I'll tear apart their social medias. Starting with the Three Musketeers, immediate takeaway is that it looks like most of this was made on Canva. If you don't know, Canva is a social media tool where you can use different templates. It looks right here like they've double posted this. Additionally, I'm immediately drawn to this, which has roses behind it, but was posted on April 14th, not even Valentine's Day. Additionally, I look at this and I just think, what value is this offering? Is this entertaining? Is this educating? No, on both counts. It literally just says stop and appreciate the nougat. Holistically, this is just a very generic, low effort. Looks like it could have all been cranked out over the course of like a week. The design is low effort. There's not really a personality outside of the fact that it's all the same color scheme, and there's really no concept they're going for. This right here is a telltale sign of low effort marketing. It shows me that they're looking at one of these mass calendars of social media holiday events like Walk Your Dog Day, or this is the back to school day, and they're thinking, how can I pair my brand with this thing? I say it's low effort because they're not really making any real attempt to get in front of these audiences. It's not as if they're hiring micro influencers in the space or using hashtags. It's literally just a picture of an apple in books. All in all, I would rate Three Musketeers like a 0 out of 10. They're not really winning at social media, hence the 97 likes on everything. Hopping over to account number 2, we're going to be looking at Kraft Natural Cheese. Initially, I thought this was like all Kraft products, but it's actually just the bag of cheese. When I look at this, I think there are probably 3 content pillars. It looks as if they have a meme post. They have generic images of the cheese in recipes or being eaten. Then they have what looks like a recipe slide carousel. Immediately I'm thinking they're not listing the ingredients. They say recipe link in bio. Go over here. It looks as if they're actually only holding the recipes for like 2 things, and there's 10 things at least here that they should have recipes there for, so they're not even putting in the effort of, following through on that. What bothers me about this one is that they're trying to do too many things at once instead of just picking one specific lane and doing it really well. In this instance, what I would suggest they do is lean all the way into one of these content pillars. The pitch I have for you, Kraft, is actually based off of one of the things you posted. I eat cheese out of the bag, not sorry. I think this as a semiotic of the brand, basically leaning into the hand in the cheese bag, something everyone has done and knows, as your entire angle. All of your content is based around people cramming hands into cheese bags. You slide it into every carousel. It's somehow in every reel you post. I think that is actually an interesting angle, and it demonstrates the idea of fully committing to a bit and really trying to make content that's engaging and weird and differentiates yourself. To me, that is the way you should go about doing memes, not going to Capwing and finding old formats and finding a way to force yourself into them. Overall, I would probably give this like a 3 out of 10. They have more going on, but it's still very low effort. They should just solidify one concept and really lean in. Hopping over to the last one, we have Smart Food Popcorn. In my opinion, this was the best out of everything I saw. It does look they have content pillars again. Some of the stuff that made me think this is slightly better is that they have UGC. We'll watch a little bit of it.
Frank's Hot Takes with Smart Foods Frank's Red Hot Flavored Popcorn. Number 1, pizza tastes better without the cheese.
Foot lettuce person.
From this,
got like recipes using the product. I think UGC is honestly the best thing that most brands can do because they're basically hiring a merchant of memes, someone who has made successful content and getting them to make content so you look more organic. I'd say my suggestion would be to lean all the way into one UGC lane. So the recipes surrounding Smart Food, I think, is interesting. The factoids, it's kind of confused. There's a lot going on this feed. I'm brought to the kind of countless sugary alternatives they have to their main flavors, which is kind of confusing. I mean, I always knew Smart Food as like the healthy alternative to popcorn. Surprising to see how many candy corn, apple cider, pumpkin spice cake things there are. That does present an interesting angle, though, that they could lean fully into that and do like desserts with it and kind of pitch that. At the same time, I do feel like it's getting kind of further away from what the initial brand image was. Doing a bit of research, I actually found out that one of the popular sentiments online about Smart Food is as follows.
Can we rank Smart Food? Sure. This one's gonna be a little different though, because everyone knows what the best flavor is, so we're gonna do it from best to worst. Coming in first place, white cheddar Smart Food. Unbeatable, iconic, amazing. In second place, every other flavor. What should I rank next?
Basically, people only like the Smart Food white cheddar flavor, and all the other stuff is just kind of add-ons, high fructose corn syrup, how much sugar can we add to it? I'd say an interesting angle would be to kind of play up the new flavors versus the old flavors. Keep pausing, there's a lot of wind out here. An interesting angle would be to play out the new flavors versus the old flavors. Ultimately, I don't really like how much they're featuring the new stuff. Even like the integrations, like this is a famous TikToker, OK Callie, and she's eating the white cheddar. Everyone who knows the brand wants the white cheddar, not the new stuff. Even this one also. I think playing to the classics and kind of satirizing the new flavors as, you know, when a band plays new songs at a concert and no one wants to hear it could be interesting. Additionally, I would say focus in on the UGC, don't have it be as sporadic. One interesting thing that stuck out to me about this, I can't actually show it to you on the screen recording, but I can throw up the video as an example. This is an old iPhone, so it doesn't show reels on it. It hasn't been updated, but we're going to watch this ad together. Basically, to sum that up, that is a Lay's ad for Jimmy Fallon. When I saw it initially in the Reels section on another phone, I was thinking, why did I get onto the wrong social media page? Why am I looking at a Lay's ad? I thought this was Smart Food. Then I started to realize, oh wow, it's because Lay's actually owns all of these brands and they're kind of just doing one master integration with all of the different products. I think this wins the award as like one of the absolute worst ads I've ever seen. I don't want to know that one company owns all of these companies. I don't want to think of this graphic. I feel like it is so tone deaf, and they're using the Lay's conglomerate of media personalities. Like Jimmy Fallon is akin to what that graphic looks like, where it's like this guy is everywhere. He is media property that subsumes all of the interesting internet things happening. If I was running the social media, I would never let that fly. You need to look like you're your own thing. You need to look like an individual if you're really trying to all mimic content creators. Which brings me to kind of the last idea here, which is ultimately all these brands actually just want to look like influencers. And if that is the case, if you want to be a samurai, you need to fucking study the blade. The example I'm going to bring up that kind of ties back to the first thing I was saying about the blurry line between what is an ad and what is just content is the Minions marketing scheme for Rise of the Minions. Now, for those in the know, there was basically a massive meme around the time of this movie where people would wear suits and show up to the Minions premieres and be like, you know, me on my wedding day proposing to my girlfriend versus me going to the Minions Rise of Gru premiere. It was a really strange instance of a meme translating into like a massive box office success where they hit an audience demo that the movie wasn't initially targeted for. When I dug into this a bit, I found out that it, in fact, was not a planned marketing scheme from Universal, but in reality, it was something executed by Cole Bennett, Yeet, and Mr. Beast. Three of the most prolific users of the mimetic blade, is what I would say. The fact that they were able to, Cole Bennett was able to look at Yeet, or Yeet was able to look at Minions and say, I'm going to do something completely out of left field and make a song for this film, and knew it would translate into a massive TikTok trend. And then on top of that, Mr. Beast basically capitalizes off of the fact that this is happening, does a big video. He likely got paid, and I know Cole Bennett and Yeet basically got paid to have the song included into the soundtrack of the film. But the way it translated into a marketing success, I don't believe was planned. In fact, the people heading the marketing for Universal, you can read their plan in this article, but it was basically like, oh, we're going to have life-size Minions at the premieres and people can take pictures with them. And it just shows who actually understands how to create a viral trend and the full effect of one. And basically, we're hitting a point where you can't put hashtag ad on like a meme format that someone creates to market something. The FTC can't disclose that that is like a creator getting paid to do something if they create something that viral. That is the true essence of where ads are heading if someone knows what they're doing. And if you can execute on that, it's unclear what it even is at that point. Is it just like a meme complex that is that successful that it just ends up sweeping across people, or was it, a psyop? What's going on there? That's part of the reason I'm gonna focus more what it is content on branded content and really try to dig into what is it that makes some of these more successful than other things. Additionally, if you have any content you want me to take a look at, drop it in the comments. I'd love to tear apart more social media brands or channels that just suck. All in all of these brands need to fully commit. Any content creator nowadays is going to tell you if you want to break through the noise, you need to do something unique that is actually based off of principles that have already worked, not just take something out of the book of what every other social media company is doing and phone it in with a social calendar. It is what it is. Thanks for watching. I'll talk to y'all later.